Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Speaking into the Abyss. I am Jess.
And I am Des.
Hello, Des.
Hey, Jess.
What's up?
Not much.
Not much. Not much.
Yeah, not really. Not too. Nothing too different has been going on. I feel like everything's
Okay, I feel like that's nice
consistent.
sometimes, that consistency in
Yeah,
life.
I agree. It's a nice little break from having to worry, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've been really good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah, really
I saw
good.
on your story, if you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this week.
Yeah, no. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Not really.
It's a secret.
Secret tunnel.
Oh my God. I love that show.
So I just been chilling this weekend. On Friday, did a in-home movie night with some friends, and then we also got some Wingstop. So you did dinner and a movie vibes.
Scrum daily. Love that.
We watched an older movie, Sex Drive, raunchy comedy movie. I'd never seen it. It's pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah, it was giving me like American Pie vibes, and I was like, I wonder if it's from like the same writers, but like definitely that type of comedic movie in that time.
Yeah. I was never a big fan of the American Pie movies.
Yeah, I've only seen a few, but
other than the classic line one time at band camp.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, I don't really care for them, but I get it. I get the humor.
Yeah.
For the time anyway.
Yeah, raunchy comedy. But yeah, and then I went to Dave Wally's Hot Spring Resort.
Dave Wally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Really nice little hotel. Like we got like, I was like, oh, I'll just get one of like the cheapest rooms since we're not gonna be spending too much time in it. Such a nice room anyways for like being like the lower room. It had like the queen bed, then it had a pull-out couch. It has a full kitchen, little kitchenette, a patio, and like a nice bathroom, double sinks. I was like, wow. I was like, this. They said this is for lovers.
That's cute.
And like for best friends to do their hair at the same damn time.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I was like, wow, what a nice room. And then they have 7 tubs. They have like a big tub that's basically a pool, and that one's, I think, 98, probably because it's so big. And then the smaller other 6 pools range from 98 to like 104, 105 or 6. Yeah. But it was nice. It was like soaked for like 6 hours. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Sounds relaxing.
It was relaxing. It was so windy though.
Yeah, it's been
crazy.
so crazy
It's
windy
so
lately.
crazy. And then I swear, like being in between, like it was right next to a mountain too.
I was just like causing it to go in.
Yeah. I was like, fuck.
That's funny.
I really chilled out though, like towards the end of the night. I was like, oh, I'm so glad it's calm now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many people too. And I was like, dang. And a bunch of them were like, oh yeah, I just live down the street.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, I was like, okay, nice. I was like, big flex.
Yeah, for real.
And then the houses around the neighborhood were so nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, people have some really nice houses and like big properties.
Do you have like a dream design of a house, or is it just like
I guess my dream design of a house isn't like a set one. Like I can't like pick one and be like this one.
Yeah.
But like for sure it needs to have like the window,
the big window,
nooks, the reading little benches. What are they called? Those like
the sit windows,
is it
right?
bay window or something?
I don't know if it's called the bay window or the bench windows or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm the exact same way. That's why
think about the name because like when you play on Sims, they have the name on them. But yeah, that one's with like where you're like outside in the window and you have like the little bench and you got your little reading corner.
That's sick
for sure. At least one of those. And if it's just one, it's gonna be like a big one. So my friends can be there.
Yeah, we'll all lay on it.
If not, like a few. And then for sure a wraparound, like a
patio. Oh, nice.
Like the older Victorian houses.
You could put like a big swinging bench on it.
Yeah, I think those are really pretty.
Those are very pretty. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then I don't really know if I'm a double story house type of person or if I'd want like a single flat, like big. Yeah. Yeah. I feel
Things
like it's
to think about.
just easier. Definitely need a sunroom.
Yeah.
and then like a room for all my plants.
Yeah. I love it. I've been to a house that had like it's not like a window, but it's like a overhead kind of window like thing, but it's to allow a bunch of light
Yeah,
in.
the ones like at the very top.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
those
sick
are
as fuck.
popular,
That'd probably be
definitely.
awesome for a
Yeah.
plant room or something,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
But yeah, I've always wanted the bay windows or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
the bench windows, because I had a friend who had one, and that was like her like where I'd sleep when I
Yeah.
spent the night or whatever. I was like, this is the coolest thing in the entire
Yeah.
world. Like I've always wanted one since then. Yeah, that's cool. Love that. Nice houses, huh?
Yeah, definitely a big yard. No,
Yeah, gots to have a big yard for the
pool.
doggies.
No pool anymore. I see too many animals drowning.
Even the above ground pools.
Yeah.
I feel like my dogs are too little to drown in an above ground pool, so I'd probably at least get one of those. But it's hard to upkeep.
And then there's like a horse in your. I did see an ad. Costco has like a 20-foot one.
Above ground pool
for like 500 with like a solar heating.
Oh, it keeps it warm
thing, and then it had like I think it's solar heating or it recharges the battery or something. I can't remember. It looked really cool, and I was like,
I have no idea how much pools are supposed to cost. It that seems like a lot still.
No, that's a really good for a 20.
I don't know idea. I just remember when I was a kid, we had one.
We could put it in the yard.
Hey, Jess's house for pool parties. It's the whole yard.
Don't invite them. It's just
it's
just you.
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh,
I wasn't inviting you guys.
They're like, we're here. I'm be like, they're like, we heard on the podcast episode 56.
That's so funny.
What about your house?
Yeah, just the big window, probably. See, I like the idea of 2 stories, but I love my dogs so much. I also trying to think about them and their age and stuff like that and getting older. Now, my dogs aren't old yet, but it's like, probably gets harder and harder for them to get up the stairs.
You gotta get them the little like chairs so they can get up there.
That's cute.
This Google search says window nook or alcove.
Alcove. I guess that makes sense. It's like in a cave, alcove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted one of those. I just love big windows.
Yeah,
huge
definitely.
windows. I love different shaped windows. I don't just like the regular square ones. I like the octagon ones. I like the circle ones.
The ones that look like this. This is more round. Pretend this is round, and this
the
is
top.
Flat.
Oh yeah, it's like flat and then round.
Yeah.
Like a tombstone.
Yeah. Vibes,
yeah, definitely. Those are sick. Triangle windows. Just any odd shaped window is cool. I've seen it's probably more expensive the more crazy shape it is. Yeah, but like a star would be sick, you know? Like
that's
that
so funny. I was literally about to say star. I was waiting for you to finish your sentence.
Yeah. So I don't know, something like that. I also have no idea design wise if there's really anything super, but yeah, definitely a fenced large yard.
Yeah.
Because I love privacy, so I need high fences.
Yeah, well, and then okay, I guess also I'd have a really big property away from everyone.
Oh, that would be idyllic.
Because dude, I'm my neighbors I feel like my neighbors are too close, and there's houses where they're closer than this.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
And so at the hot springs, I did overhear these people that were talking in our tub, because you could float around or whatever, but we were trying to find an emptier tub. It was empty for a while, and then it got hella packed. But this one mom was talking about how I'm assuming they're either from Germany or Russia. I don't know. I couldn't pick up their dialect when they were speaking their original tongue. And I was like, okay, whatever. But then she was like, well, the thing is, and then the dad was saying yeah, houses in America, they have these huge houses, but no land. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, with us, we got land and a nice house. And I was like,
well, also, depending on where you're at in America, where we're living, they love to build up. They love to build up and not out because there's not really a lot we can do out.
Yeah.
So everything's being built on top of each other. I feel like in a lot of large cities, everything's just stacked. That's why we have so many apartment buildings, so many what do they call condominiums where there's multiple houses or whatever it's called. But like if you go to like a rural area, you'll definitely still find that. If you go to Oregon, there's definitely plenty of places where it's a house and then a bunch of trees and then another house. You know,
Yeah.
it's like there's distance between
Yeah.
and you have that land. But I also agree that like, yeah, a lot of places will just charge you for the square footage of your house and give you no land because they want to be able to own the land still
Yeah.
so that they can do whatever they want with it. But I mean, if you know, I don't know. My dream has always been since a kid to like buy land and build on that.
Yeah.
But it
definitely.
is so expensive still,
It is.
regardless.
You get the plumbing in there.
Everything, yeah. You
Get
gotta build
fucking
contractors. Yeah,
permits and,
permits.
You know, call before you dig.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So I don't know, but it's like all I don't know. It seems pipe dreamish, you know. It's like, but people who can come from I don't know Russia or wherever those people are from, and then come here to buy houses. It's
Yeah.
like you got to be pretty well off, regardless.
Yeah, well, and then I'm pretty sure there's people from like the East Coast talking about like when people from over here
Go over
move
there.
over there.
Yeah,
And
probably.
they're like, there's this house that you want to buy, and like you're about to put this offer, and then someone comes over there from
Yeah, wherever.
with the bigger
On the west,
offer
yeah.
because it's cheap for us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. That's what causes like that stuff. Though is like, I mean, that's why people came to Nevada originally, right? Is like the silver and gold rush to
Yeah.
California, and it's like, oh, we're not going to California because everyone's out there already. Let's go to Nevada where there's silver and opal or whatever. And then it's like, oh, actually, the government's going to test a bunch of bombs on this land, so we can only live in certain areas of this
Yeah.
state or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. It's pretty interesting, but I would love to go to the East Coast. Watch out, East Coast. Here I come.
you guys send her back. You guys send her back, packing quick.
I would love to.
Right as she lands, say thanks for coming.
Bye.
We got you a ticket home.
Round trip tonight.
Round You can have one meal.
That's so funny. So you sent me something recently. Because I don't
Yeah.
have TikTok anymore, so I was only able to see the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's why I said I know you can't play this video, but I know this thumbnail loaded for you.
And it sure did, and it was crazy.
And
Do you
I'm
want to
pretty
tell
sure.
them?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's such big news, and maybe you guys saw it. I feel like.
I mean,
feel
I
like-
didn't see it on anything else.
Okay, maybe
Even after you sent that to
I'm
me.
just in the niche ghost community, so. One of the guys from Ghost Adventures, Aaron Goodwin, I think if you guys watch the show, you know who it is. It's not Zach, but it's the dude that Zach makes always go
Do the
into the
other stuff.
the terrible stuff.
Yeah, okay.
His wife was accused of trying to kill him. Like, I didn't really look into it.
Like
but
an assassination?
Yeah, like hire a hitman.
Oh.
And yeah, I didn't really look into it.
Was the I was gonna say, do you know if the person she was trying to hire was undercover, or was it just
No
they
idea.
reported her because they weren't paying him enough or something?
Let's see. Okay, after some quick Google search research, we found out that she was talking to this guy. Her name is Victoria Goodwin, was talking to this Florida inmate named Grant Amato, and he was in jail since 2019. He got life in prison for a murder, and they found his phone, and it contained text messages and Facebook messages from Aaron's wife, and they were in love, and basically made a plan to kill her husband.
That's crazy. So she could like be with the other
So he
guy.
could- yeah, she could be with. They could be together happily.
Seems like divorce is like really easy to do
You know what?
comparatively.
Maybe like in her head, she like maybe has like a life insurance policy.
No,
out, and
100%.
she's,
It
like-
can't just be, oh, I just want to leave him.
Yeah,
It has to be,
like-
I also want to be paid
Yeah,
for his death.
yeah, and through the messages, they were thinking about putting money aside, 11,515 to be exact, to hire a third person, which is crazy because that doesn't seem like a lot of money to kill someone.
No. Well, I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and it said like the average. Well, in Australia, because it seems to happen more in Australia for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, very
Is
interesting.
there like maybe like penalties like they're
Like less or something? I have no idea. But
Okay.
it said that they average like from 5,000 to 150,000, but the average was $15,000
That's crazy. You guys are risking life in jail
for $15,000.
15,000.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you think about like any other like older cases too, it was not that much money
No.
people were.
But also maybe they think
paying.
like, oh, if I'm gonna get away with it, then $15,000 is like a lot of money or something.
Yeah, I
Like, I
guess.
guess if you're really sure you're gonna get away with it, but they
Yeah.
hardly ever do.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, their plan was to hire a hitman, and then they have messages. These are from Victoria, and I quote, "I'm so anxious. LOLOL."
That's crazy, bro.
I know.
LOLOL.
All caps.
Oh my god, that's how fucking anxious she was. Laugh out loud.
I just can't believe it's happening. She wrote in other messages she asked, like, how did I get to this point? And am I a bad person?
Yeah.
It says in response, Amato asks, why do you think that? And then she replies, because I chose to end his existence, not divorce.
Okay, it almost
Like-
is. She definitely knows. Like,
Yeah.
and this is just gonna be so bad. It's crazy that people think there's no paper trail. Like, we're living in 2025, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
there's paper trails, there's cell signals, you can erase it, clear your shit, and they'll still find it.
Yeah.
If he's in prison, everything's recorded. It's like, come on, girl. Come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then in other good news, when I was Googling this story to tell you guys about it, Aaron has filed for divorce with his wife after the murder plot.
That's good. That's
So,
good.
Good job, Aaron.
That is crazy, bruh.
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy. Like, I mean, first of all, like, why do you, I mean, live your life, girly, but why would you want to, like, marry someone who's life in prison anyways?
You know, it's there's that show, what is it called? Where they but basically it's people who fall in love with people who are already in prison.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a thing for them. It's just
Yeah.
like a certain part of the population who has an attraction to people who are already in prison. And to me, it's I think I've already talked about this before. I think it's predatory
Yeah.
because they have little choices.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's probably also telling him, like, you know, once you're out or whatever, like, we're going to have this money. And, like, he's probably thinking, like, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Well,
set
it's
now.
crazy because I wonder if she really even, like, loved that other guy or she was just like, all right, master plan.
Get him to do it because he's already in
Get
prison.
someone to fall in love with me, convince him that they need to take out my husband, then we'll spend life together.
That
I'll keep
happens
the money
too.
and I never have to deal with the dude.
That happens too. But how could you think? Yeah, and then she just plays the victim. Oh my god,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't think he was gonna murder him. I don't know, but like,
Yeah.
and you're saying her lawyers are trying to say she's like not, she's denying everything.
Yeah. She's like, wasn't me.
That's
Shaggy-
crazy.
Shaggy vibes.
She needs to. If you're really, I don't know. It's just crazy. That's nuts to me. And what state are they in?
Google says they're in Las Vegas.
I wonder if they're gonna throw the book at her, or if she's gonna get off kind of easy.
I have no idea.
I wonder how good her lawyers are.
I don't know.
Because I think, like, when it comes to contract killing, it's, like, dependent on how many things, like, how many laws you broke within the contract killing. Because
Yeah.
she technically hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
And she could always argue, I guess, like, people say they want to murder their husbands all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I was just venting.
I am just
just a
cheating.
girl.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just a cheater. I'm not, like, a murderer or whatever.
Yeah.
Which would be nuts. And I could see her maybe.
They're like, you didn't hear the phone call.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That's pretty nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I just I was reading some statistics because I was like, you know, I'm really interested now, like how much percent in the US is like higher for murder contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was saying in like 2010, there's an investigation of 958 murder suspects. In that same year, 31 people were charged with that violation. It says use of interstate commercial facilities in the commission of a murder for hire. So like, driving or whatever. And it says that would make it roughly 3.2% in the US in 2010. But I guess in Australia it was 2% of all murders are for hire. That's what it said. And it was 2%, which is like a lot, kind of. Like it's not, but it is. It's a lot. And yeah, I don't know. So I guess us in Australia are pretty like neck and neck with that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because a lot of times, like, I don't know, I've listened to a lot of small town murder, a lot of like true crime stuff, and I have heard cases where they do hire for murder and they think they're gonna get away with it, and they almost get away with it and stuff, but it's always like something obvious, you know?
I feel like it's just so hard. I feel like if you're gonna murder someone, like, you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah, the more people you involve, it just gets muddier. Yeah. And like, this is not us teaching you guys or telling you that it's okay. It's definitely not okay. The number one answer is to just leave. Just leave your fucking partner. Fuck the money. Like, whatever. Like, that's what the craziest part to me is, that you can like, you hate your partner so much, or you hate this person so much that you value the money you might get from their insurance over their life, when you could have just left. Oh my God.
Okay.
And sometimes with that stuff, you have to wait anyway, because they have to investigate the death.
Yeah.
And you can't get it if it's a fucking murder.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Right now, when you said like insurance and stuff, so me and Jenny went to the hot springs. I forgot to mention that. Like, that was who went with me.
Yes.
When we were driving over there, we were listening to like the new episode of Two Hot Takes, and one of the stories she read was one, and the girl was like, am I the asshole for not giving I can't remember the title exactly, but basically this girl was engaged to this man. 4 months before their wedding, she found out he cheated on her.
And didn't give the ring back.
They were going to reconcile, whatever. Then finds out he does it again.
Oh, what? Okay.
They had gotten a life insurance policy together. His was all going to go to hers, vice versa. When they split up, she switched hers to
whoever.
Anyone else.
Yeah.
He didn't. He died.
And now the other girl thinks that she gets the money.
The other girl is pregnant with his kid. And so that's the dilemma. Like, am I the asshole for not giving the money to the...
Damn!
And I said, dude, fuck that kid.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
Like, well, no, and it's
I think the kid gets money regardless,
well,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing is... And I'm like, okay, if you're with someone else and, like, you didn't switch it...
You didn't think to do that, and she's pregnant, like, that's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, rest in peace, I guess. But
yeah, and I'm like... And then, like, I think Jenny was torn. And I was like, dude, not only did that man cheat on you, he went and got some other girl pregnant. That same girl.
Yeah, but obviously, it's not the kid's fault.
No, well, yeah.
So.
The kid's not even born yet.
Yeah, but it's like, I guess, like, if the money. I'd be like, I guess, like, my compromise, if I had to, would be to, like, I'll put some of it in an account for your kid when they're 18. Was thinking.
But, like, you don't even have to do that. You don't owe that.
You don't have to. No, you don't.
Anything.
But if you were going to be considerate of the child, that's what you would do. But just saying, fuck them kids. I'm just saying that if you cared about that, then you would maybe do that. But I feel like, I don't know. I mean, you're not an asshole. You're just the rightful beneficiary.
They don't even know that is the baby daddy. Because that girl already met him cheating. Like,
that's true, I guess.
Well, and then my whole thing is, like, why is this lady so stressed on the insurance policy when, like, if this is something, like, you don't even know, like, I'd be so much more, like, oh, my God.
Hurt that he didn't put you down?
No, like, that's why, how does she even know about the policy or what, you know? Because if my man died, if my baby daddy died.
Well, because that you would know, because she probably tried to collect, and they were like,
this was only 4 months
it's not you, girl.
After they didn't
He
get
died
married.
4 months later?
So no,
who murdered him?
Just kidding. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't have all the stats, but so the cheating was 4 months before their wedding. They broke up, and then, like, shortly after is when he died.
It doesn't say how he died?
no.
Oh
there was
my
not that
God,
much she
that's
did.
crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, it's crazy that he just died, and then she's like, "Where's this money?"
Yeah.
And I was like, because
And they're not married.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
yeah.
interesting. That is, I guess, like at that point, yeah, you know, because then if she is pregnant or whatever, it's like, well, how long were you guys cheating for and stuff like that? If it is
Yeah.
his, and if it's not, then it's
Yeah.
like, no,
I know,
you
'cause
definitely don't deserve.
Someone
the
did
money.
put like, well, if you are going to put money aside, because she said that was one thing that she was thinking about doing. She's like, make sure she takes a paternity test before you put it in that kid's.
Fair.
Yeah,
That's
and then
fair.
put it in something where she can't get it. Because even if she was to give her all the money, dude, who knows? She might spend it on her next man.
Yeah, no, really.
Like, you don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
And I'd only do like 10%.
Yeah.
I'm not doing more than that.
You do 1%, leaving like a high yield for 18
yeah,
years.
exactly.
Yeah.
That shit'll grow.
And it was only 100,000. That's not even
That's
that
not
much
a lot.
money. Yeah.
And it was probably just from the job. It's like
Yeah.
that job thing where you
Yeah.
just write down whoever. Because it
Yeah.
could literally be anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, wow. But that's crazy. I was just thinking like it's weird. It's weird that we're on this topic because I feel like
You've been thinking about murdering someone?
no.
Okay.
A lot of cases that are like really famous, right? Like God, what are their names? The guy who God, I can never remember his name till way after I talk about it, but the guy who murdered his pregnant wife because he had a mistress and he had the boat and he like made the 3 anchors. Not Watts because he did murder his family, but
do I know this?
you have to because it's like it's also very famous. It happened in California in like 2000 something, but why can I not remember his name? Anyway, that was like so he'd be with somebody else too, and it's like, well, why didn't you just leave?
Yeah.
Why did you? And it's because she was pregnant. It's like, you know what I mean? Like that's the idea. Like he never really says, but it's like, I guess, and it's like I've listened to cases where,
Lacey Peterson?
yeah, Peterson.
I literally put man kills pregnant wife and boat.
That's how fucking famous it is because he bought the boat before and didn't tell her, had it in a garage, made 3 anchors with cement, but there was only or they said he had enough cement to make 3 anchors, but he only had 2 or 1 or something like that. And then her body was like not found until her baby floated up first.
Oh, no. I don't think I've ever heard of
because her body dissolved.
Yet.
I bet if you listen to somebody else tell it, you'd probably be like, "Oh, this does sound kind of familiar," because it's been covered a lot.
I know. I honestly haven't. I think I haven't listened to like too much true crime podcasts in like maybe 2 years now.
That's an old case, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just started watching this show called like Evil Lives Here.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like I'll give you a couple synopsises of the episodes I watched. One of them, the first one I watched was about this daughter. It's like her talking, and she's like an adult woman now. And
Yeah.
when she was younger, her mom and her dad were like got in this huge fight, and she's like, "I never seen my mom be so mad before." And it turned out that the father was having an affair.
Yeah.
And sorry, Milo distracted me. He's so
That's
cute.
okay.
And he was having an affair or whatever, and the mom like got pregnant and then was like, I'm gonna have this baby, because she was like thinking the baby was gonna keep them together. But then the father was like, I do not want to be with you, I want to be with her, like I
Yeah.
don't love you anymore. And then, I don't know, the way that it was like portrayed in the show was very mean and like hurtful, and I was like, damn, why would he say it that way?
Yeah.
And then he leaves or whatever, and he goes to be with the other woman, and they share custody of the kids, right? Drop them off, take them, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And she has the baby, and then she starts becoming like really verbally abusive to the little girl because she's like, I guess, mad that it didn't keep them together or something.
Yeah.
But she just becomes very hateful and angry anyway. And then whenever the kids come home from visiting their dad, she's like, did he mention me, did he talk about me,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. She's like becoming really obsessive with him. And then she the daughter ends up living with the grandma, the mother's mom, because she's like, I can't be here anymore, you're like crazy.
Yeah.
So she moves in with the grandma, and then eventually the mom can't afford the house anymore, so she moves in with her mom, the grandma, with the little girl. And the
Okay.
daughter's like, I can't fucking be around you, so she moves in with her boyfriend, like leaves.
Yeah.
And she's an adult at this point, so she can do whatever the fuck she wants. And the mom like calls her one night, and the dad, the ex, and she's like, hey, can you help me put up a Christmas tree, to the dad? And he's like, no. And then he like hangs up, whatever. And then she calls the daughter, and she's like, you need to come home right now. I'm your mother. Like, you need to listen to me. And she's like, I'm an adult. Like, I don't have to listen to you. I'm not coming home unless someone's hurt or dead. And then like hangs up. And then she literally murdered her own mom, the grandma,
That's
and the little
crazy.
girl, and then tried to set the house on fire. And then they show the adult woman who's talking to the little girl, the girl who's like a teenager,
Yeah.
the body cam footage of her being arrested, and she's like, I've never seen this before. Like, the tears build up in her eyes. I was like, why would they show her this? It's so sad because she's like blood on her face,
Yeah.
and she's like making jokes and like
Yikes.
yada
Yeah.
yada yada. And that, okay, I won't tell you the other one.
Okay.
I'll tell you the other one off air because that one's really
Okay.
nuts too. But I was just listening to that case. It kind of went viral because of the interrogation video. I don't know if you saw it on TikTok or anything, because I feel like when I was on TikTok, it was kind of going viral, and it's been a while now. But I just listened to somebody talk about it where it was this girl who had just moved from like Georgia or something like that to, I don't know, somewhere over here. I don't know, something. And with her boyfriend, and they had a baby boy, or like a little boy, and his sister, the boyfriend's sister.
Yeah.
And they all lived together, or like lived around each other, whatever it was. And he got a job, and she was like a stay-at-home mom or something. And he got a job somewhere and then started sleeping with his manager. And she was
Yikes.
engaged. And she found out because the sister told the girlfriend, hey, my brother's cheating on you, by the way. I forgot to tell you. And
I forgot to tell you.
because she said to her in the interview, she says, I thought he would tell her eventually, and so I wasn't going to say anything because they already had their issues.
Yeah.
But when I realized like he hadn't, I thought I'm going to tell her or whatever.
Yeah.
But it went viral because of the way that the sister literally did not stop laughing. Literally, this is how she was. She was like, oh my God, yeah, we did that. Like, oh my God, like covering her face and
That's
being like,
crazy.
da-da-da-da. Because what happens is, while he's sleeping, they take his phone and text, what are you doing, Milo? And text the other girl, hey, I got kicked out. Can you come pick me up? So she comes over to like, I guess, and they tell her like where to come in and stuff, like where to walk
Yeah.
through. And so she's walking and they're waiting for her, and they fucking just, the girlfriend beats her up or whatever. And she's like on the ground, and the sister's like recording the whole thing. And then she starts kicking her in the back. And then it's like simultaneously being reported by the management because she drove by and saw that, but she obviously couldn't do anything. So she called the cops or whatever. That girl, the side lady, whatever, goes home and has to call her fiance because she's like, I can't breathe, like something's going on, like whatever. The fiance comes home and she's like on the bed, like can't breathe at all. And then he's like, oh fuck, and takes her to the hospital. And then they're like, do you want to press charges? Like, what? And she was like, I don't know why they jumped me. It was random. And it's obviously she's lying, probably because her fiance's there and she doesn't want to say why they beat the fuck out of her. But the thing is that she's texting the other guy, the boyfriend, saying like, I was fine until your sister started kicking me in the back because she has a fucking heart problem.
Oh my
and when she kicked her in the back, she hit like by her heart.
Oh
and
my gosh,
she said her heart's skipping and like she's like, whatever. She ends up dying, bro. So they go to the police go to the apartment while she's in the hospital, and they talk to the girlfriend and the sister, and they're like, open the door, and like the sister's like, they're like, well, we didn't do anything, like she came over here, and I'm just gonna let you know if she comes back, like I'll beat the fuck out of her again, and like all this other stuff. And she's like, you see my boy, like he's a beautiful baby boy, why would he do all this, like why would he da 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 da. And so they obviously have to talk to him. He's like at work or something, I don't know where he goes, but they start talking to him, and she ends up dying in the hospital, and they find out. And so they tell him, hey, she died in the hospital. And he's like, what? No. And he literally breaks down. It's the saddest video ever. You can tell how fucking heartbroken he is. Because he was saying to the police that he's told his girlfriend that he doesn't want to be with her, and that he broke up with her, but like they had to still live together and they have this kid or whatever. But he's told her multiple times, like, I don't want to be with you or whatever. So he was like, why is she acting like we're still together and like I'm cheating on her? I'm not cheating on her. And then when he found out that his girlfriend died or whatever, the other girl, he just fucking broke down, and it's really sad. So then they take the girls into the custody, and they start talking to the sister because the other girl won't say nothing. She's like, well, I didn't mean to do anything to her. I didn't really do anything to her. They start talking to the sister, and the sister's like, they're like, trying to get in with her because she's so goofy laughing and stuff like that. The police officer's like, I mean, but that's your girl, right? So, like, what'd you do? Did you, like, help her out at all? And she's like, I mean, a little bit, but not that much.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're like, what do you mean a little bit? Like, what do you mean? Like, that's your girl. You're not going to help her out? And she was like, well, I mean, I hit her a couple times, but it is what it is. And so she also got charged with murder because she's the one who kicked her in the back.
Damn.
It's just really nuts because they have that rule about when you hit people in the head. And the girlfriend was hitting her in the head, like hitting her a lot. And the thing is, it's called like, I forget what it's called, but it's called like one punch rule or something like that. And that's because like if you hit somebody in the head and they die, you're charged with murder regardless if you knew that was going to happen or not. Because hitting somebody in the head is so risky that it's like it doesn't matter if you knew or not. It's the thing that you took the chance and they died. And so they both got charged with murder. And so that little kid has nobody except for his dad now. And the dad's like all devastated. It's a really fucked up story. And that's why it's like, I don't know, violence is not the fucking answer. Fucking murder's not the answer. Just leave. Just leave. It's not worth it, dude. It's not worth it. It's crazy to me that people think like, and it's like this obsessive, they can't leave me, they can't not be with me kind of thing. It's like, is it really worth your life? You know what I mean? Like, now you're in prison, girl. Ain't nobody gonna want to be with you. You know?
Yep.
It's sad. And now your kid doesn't have you.
Yeah.
That's fucking heartbreaking. Because it just, like, shows, like, how much you cared more about, like, keeping him. Not necessarily about being in a healthy relationship, but just keeping somebody versus, like, taking care of your kid.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I've been listening to this so much lately because I've been running out of all my other podcasts. I just been listening to all these episodes, like old episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, geez, it's crazy. People are fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. The world is crazy, man. Like that one girl. I think everyone knows about it. That YouTube mom.
Oh, yeah. That we talked about?
Yeah, with the little boy. That was, yeah. Ruby Frank or something like that.
Speaking of like crazy world, did you see that stepmom that had her stepson held in like a house for like 20 plus years, like in his room or something?
And she's trying to blame the dad?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's in Connecticut. These firefighters respond to a house fire on February 17th. And they found this 32-year-old man severely emaciated, having been subjected to prolonged abuse, starvation, severe neglect, and inhumane treatment. So basically, the man's stepmother, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, called the police and was like, yo, there's a fire. Please hurry. My stepson's in the room. He did something with the TV. Turns out the stepson purposely rigged a fire in hopes that
they would come rescue
They would
him.
come and help.
Wow.
Because he hasn't been fed, really. He hasn't really drank water. This man only weighed 68 pounds? 68 pounds, I believe.
That's nuts.
And he's 32 years old.
It's a surprise he's even alive.
Yeah, he weighed 68 pounds.
That's
and
like
he's
weight of his
5'9".
organs.
He's 5'9". He says that he did it in hopes of being saved and free. He says that he only would drink 2 cups of water, so he remembers drinking toilet water. He said, I quote, been hungry for as long as I can remember my whole life. And in the little
every day,
news
all
clip,
day, my whole life.
Yeah, in the little news clip that I heard, it was like saying that the mom took him out of school when he was 11 because like CPS opened a case because he was getting in trouble for stealing other kids' food.
Which is this seems like another, not to cut you off, but it seems like another case of CPS failing people, because how can you look into it because he's stealing other kids' food but not look into the fact she pulled him out of school?
Out of school, yeah.
That's fucking crazy, and no one's heard of him since. Like, and then you're just like not going to the house, you're not checking in the house. Like,
Yeah.
how does that happen?
Yeah, I have no idea.
How
But
does that fucking happen?
it's crazy because then she's like, "Oh yeah, my husband. It's my husband's fault.
It's
Her dead husband from last year." Which, like, huh?
Yeah, so it's like
What happened to the husband?
yeah, but he at least had to have a part in it, I guess. If
Yeah,
you're
I
just,
don't know.
or maybe she was very abusive or something, and she just like he didn't want to do
Yeah,
anything.
and who knows? And now he can't even talk. Can't
Yeah,
even
he's
defend
dead.
himself.
Yeah, like she can say whatever the fuck she wants about it.
Well, then it's crazy too because I feel like the son hasn't said anything about the dad yet. So I'm curious to see, like, as this story progresses, if anything else will come out, and
I
then
wonder
we'll find out.
how this is affecting him mentally. Obviously,
Oh my
like
God.
you're probably so stunted.
Yeah,
and-
well, I feel it's like almost similar to like when people go to jail for like a really long time, and
except you're not even getting any nutrition or anything like
Yeah.
that, so your fucking brain cells aren't able to
like,
like.
do you think she wanted him to die?
I think at some point she probably expects it, or unless like her giving him water or whatever it was just to keep him alive for a while. Because
Just,
you can
like-
survive with water but no food for like a long time or
Yeah.
whatever, but it's like not that long. So it's like, I mean, at some point you have to assume like they are gonna die from malnutrition and stuff like that. His bones might break.
Well,
or-
it's crazy because I wonder, like, where's his actual mom?
fair. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's like, okay, the
like-
dad's dead, but the stepmom's still involved. It's like,
Yeah.
where's did his
Like,
mom
did
not
she
like
pass
connect, or yeah, was
away?
she
Like-
dead already?
Yeah.
Was
Or
how
like,
long?
do they not
No
have any
family
other family? Yeah,
relatives? Yeah.
exactly.
And yeah, I mean, maybe like they're like completely shut off from the rest of everyone else. Who knows? I wonder if we'll find any of that out. I wonder if I mean, they're obviously probably just trying to get him in the best shape they can right now. Like, probably trying to give
Yeah.
him fluids and food and not
Yeah.
like overfeed him. So
And
he doesn't
definitely
blow up.
like stick him in with like a therapist, a
Oh,
psychotherapist.
you
Who
hope,
knows?
you
Yeah.
hope. I don't know what their rules are for that kind of stuff there. I don't know what their obligations are, if you will.
Yeah.
So, you can only hope that they're doing the best they can for this kid, but that's fucked up. That's nuts, dude. I don't get how people can hurt kids. It's always a fucking step parent. It's always a motherfucking step parent. I mean, sometimes it's the parents, but
Yeah.
like that one story, I don't know if you ever heard of it, where that one woman would just like, she had her own kids and then she had adopted kids and like stepkids or whatever. And she would just like make all the step and adopted kids like basically slaves for her kids and her, and like was super abusive towards them and keep them in like shackles downstairs and stuff like that until they had to go to school. It's like, and then her kids are being raised to think that's normal and okay to do to people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Ah! The children are our future. How are you gonna do that to them? Sick. Disgusting.
Agreed. So I've been really happy lately.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm like,
Love to hear it.
yeah, for sure. Oh, is it for sure? Think therapy. Just like, it's crazy because like I feel like you don't even do anything crazy in therapy. You know what I
No.
mean? Like, and that's what I try to tell people. Like,
So helpful.
I'm like, you're literally just chilling.
You're talking. You're letting,
I'm
and that's the beneficial thing about having an impartial person
Mhm.
who is also like well versed in hearing people. Like
Yeah.
their job is to listen and like guide you if you need or want them to
yeah,
guide you.
and then it's like most of the time they're just reassuring you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're not crazy.
yeah, your feelings are your feelings
You're
for
like,
a reason.
oh no, yeah, definitely. And I'm like, oh.
I could see that. Yeah, like literally.
And they're like, dang, that bitch sounds crazy. Just kidding.
And
Just kidding.
well, my
Kidding.
therapist would be like, I mean, you did mention something like that before, and it seems like they have a pattern of whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, and it is validating.
You're like, check out my journal entry. I just said this.
Dude, it's so crazy. I haven't been able to see my therapist because I've just been so like
Busy?
yeah, well, and also because like um so like last time I don't know what it was. I think I was out of town, so I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And then this time I'm getting dental surgery, so I'm not even gonna be able
Yeah.
to talk the next time I see him.
You're like,
so
you talk this time.
so I was like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I do miss going. And it's funny because I was listening to a podcast where someone was saying like they go to their therapist all the time, but they feel 100% fine. They have been for a really long time.
Yeah.
And they were saying like, so I don't know if like I'm going because I need to or going because I just like talking to my therapist. And it's
Yeah.
like same, I guess, you know,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that it's helping you. I feel like it could help a lot of people.
And I was going to say, I don't necessarily even think that that's like the main source of my happiness. I feel like I've been hanging out with friends a lot more than usual. Like my friends I only see once or twice a year. I've seen like twice, 3 times within the last like 2-3 weeks.
That's good.
So yeah, just been hanging out with friends.
And that I feel like it's important to know yourself. I feel like therapy can help people if you don't know like what kind of person I guess you are in that regard. Like do people charge you or being alone charges you? Because like for Jess, I feel like
I do
seeing those
both.
friends
Yeah.
is like really helpful for your mental health and charging you and like making you feel good and revitalized. And some people like that would be maybe a little exhausting, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? But not
yeah.
that they don't love their friends or don't want to be around them.
Yeah, people
Just different
definitely can't
vibes.
hang out with people. But it's like, I don't know, for me, it's more maximize my time. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
sure, I'll sleep a little less, but oh, I got to hang out with Destiny. Or
Right.
got to hang out with Jenny or whoever. For me, I'm already tired and sleep deprived most of the time. If I could hang out with people I love, why not?
Yeah.
It definitely feels, it's crazy because feeling tired in general, I guess, would suck. Feeling tired because I had a good time at a show or was hanging out with a friend all night.
It's like worth it.
I'm like tired, but I don't even feel like tired.
Right.
I'm in such a good mood. I'm like, yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, no, sleep. I didn't sleep at all. I was
Yeah.
like, but I did see my friend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I've been telling my friends that I guess I feel like the thing with a lot of my friends is, okay, hold on. Sidetrack.
Mhm.
Another thing I've been doing is I've been doing calls, a lot of phone calls with different friends on the way to work, on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's been really nice too, to like talk to my friends that are like maybe further away or that I don't see as often. Having like a 10, 15, 20-minute call feels like really good to connect and catch up and then just like still kind of like keep your friendship going. And like I thought every time I talk to my friends, I always think about that one video clip. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I feel like I've seen it circulate so many times already within like the past like 5 years. But it's like an interview and it's like two friends talking and they're talking about how they were doing like the studies on like how like people even in friendships feel so alone or like they can't ask for help or whatever.
Oh, sure.
They made like a rule for each other, and when they text each other and say like, can I have 8 minutes of your time? I really need to talk to someone and I need you to just listen, like, you know, so that they don't want to feel like they can't ask or something. So if they just send that, then they do a call and then they feel better. And I'm like, oh, I was like so smart. I was like, people do feel awkward to like talk on the phone or like,
Yeah.
and I think that's weird, but I also grew up in a being on the phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
generation.
was our generation for sure. Like just calling after 9 o'clock when it was free, and two,
I was
like,
always on my house phone.
oh well, I mean, no, not me. When I had my own phone, I was able to like get my friends' numbers and stuff like that. And then
Yeah,
it was like,
well-
oh, we can only call after 9, but text all the time.
Oh.
And so then after 9, it was like, dude, I was up all
I
night
was gonna
talking to
say,
all
did you-
my friends, doing the like calling each other and adding people to the
Yeah,
call
the
or whatever.
three-way
Oh
calls?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it'd be like hella people.
Yeah, well, because you can only do a 3-way call and the other person
And then the other
had
person has to do it. Yeah, and we would all just
Yeah.
do it. It was like a
I was
train.
literally just telling my homie that because I was like, oh, okay. We were meeting up and then Jenny was going to come and then another friend. And then I was like, let's all figure out a time. And Jenny wasn't responding, so I was like, okay, let's three-way call. And then my other friend was like, what? That's the thing? And I was like, dude, I was literally just on 4 three-way calls last weekend.
How, what? They're not like different age than you, though. It feels
What?
like, right, your friend? They should have known what that is, right?
No, but that's why they said, is that even a thing anymore?
Oh, anymore. I see what
And I
you're
was like,
saying. I
yeah.
see what you're saying. Dang, that's crazy.
And how random that it was 2 weekends ago. My mom, I was on the phone with my mom, and then my brother called me. So then I was like, hold on, three-way call.
Yeah.
Then later that day, me, my mom, and my sister, I was like, hold on, a three-way call.
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
another brother, and I was like, and then the other brother.
Yeah.
So all but 2 of my siblings, we all had a three-way call with mom that day.
Me and my mom and my Theo had a three-way call, like not literally like last week or something like that, because
yeah.
it was just like one of those things where it's like, well, what did your Theo say? It's like, I don't know, let's just call her and add her, you know, like to the thing.
No, yeah, and if
ask.
you guys didn't know, you can add as many people. I've been,
yeah.
I remember in high school, me and my friends would be like on 10-way calls.
Yeah.
We'd all just be hanging out. It's like hanging out like on a Discord call or like an Xbox party chat or a game chat in any game.
Very cool. I think phone calls are cool. I feel like, but to go back to what you were saying about like people feeling lonely and even when they have friendships and stuff, and or maybe even like a partner or something like that.
Yeah, and then that was like the precipice of like not feeling like you can ask anyone for help.
I just feel like
having no community.
I feel like that's because there's like been this really long time where people were kind of pushing like doing things on your own was the best way to do it, or like to be independent meant doing it all by yourself and like not asking anybody for help, because like, not that it's a weakness, but that means you're not doing it by yourself. And I feel like there was kind of like this big push at some point of that, and like so people started feeling more solitary because they thought like that was the way to do things. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know like how long it was really going on, but I feel like I definitely remember that being a thing, and like people not wanting to ask for help, not because they felt like they couldn't, but because they just didn't want to. And now it's become a thing where it's like, oh, I don't know how, because I've never asked for help or whatever. And so I feel like that obviously is like a huge reason why someone would feel alone or lonely, whether they had multiple friends or a partner or, you know, whatever, because you're just like, you just don't know how. And I feel like you can learn how. And obviously I feel like some people don't have the greatest friends, honestly. And
definitely.
And so like, talk to your friends, because I feel like that whole 9 or can I have 8 minutes or whatever it was is a good idea. But also maybe we should just like learn how to ask for like,
well, and then like I was gonna say, and then that's like where like therapy comes in, because they give you tools you don't have, and a lot of people grew up in spaces where they can't have open communication, or if they did try to ask for anything, it was met with like a negative result from whoever, your parents, siblings, whatever. So then like people don't want to ask for anything because they just have that response ingrained in their head, like, oh, if I ask for help, this, if I whatever this, or like a lot of the times people won't like ask anyone for help because they don't want to be a burden. Or
and
like,
that is in itself is like definitely a huge reason to go to therapy, because the fact that you find yourself to be a burden, that is like something you need to work on. That's like all internal. That all sounds internal. That all sounds like something like I mean, like, not to like, I don't know what this is, but like, so on Facebook the other day, somebody posted and was like, I blame the way I grew up for how I am today. And I was like, I mean, you can. I was like, but at some point,
this?
Yeah. Okay. I said all respect intended, you know, no disrespect. I said all respect intended, you can for sure. I said, but at some point you need to self-reflect and take accountability for your actions and your thoughts and your words, because like, we all grew up in a certain type of way. We all grew up in a different ways and with different types of people telling us different things. You chose to pick up whatever you chose to pick up, or you were trained to think however you were thinking. But as an adult person who can now think however they want to think and try to mold their own thoughts and, you know, whatever, hopefully you're not following what everyone else is thinking just because, you have to take accountability. You have to self-reflect at some point and say like, is, you know, this might be because I grew up this way or because I was told this when growing up, but that's not how you have to think forever. Like, that is not just like you forever and there's nothing you can do about it. You can never change. And I think, like, yeah, maybe some people need therapy in order to help them think differently. But I think that self sorry, Milo's cracking me up, bro. He's playing by himself, bro. It's so funny. He's like moving it. Okay. I think that some people, you know, can self-reflect and say, my dad, my mom, whatever, they taught me not to ask for help. But I know that if I don't ask for help, then I'm not getting the full experience of what I could be getting, or I'm not getting the help that I need. That's something you need to self-reflect on. You can't just blame like how you grew up for the rest of your life forever and stay the exact same, because then at some point you're making the choice to be the same. At some point it is on you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And that's just how I feel. So when I saw that person post that, I just was like, that's interesting, because like, I don't know, as somebody who did grow up in a very particular way with very young parents who had like, you know, were learning themselves and weren't like necessarily the best teachers, and you know, they're still learning and they're better off now. It's like, I could blame them forever if I wanted to. Like, oh, my mom or my dad didn't teach me this, or they didn't know how to tell me how to do this, or whatever it is. And it's like, but I'm an adult and I'm going to therapy because I know that there's things that I don't necessarily have the skills for that I want the skills for.
Yeah.
Or I've always been the person who's been so open to other people's experiences because it teaches you lessons. Like, you don't need to go through them yourself in order to learn other people's lessons. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, well, I haven't talked about it on the podcast or anything like that, but I'm medicated now. And I feel like that's honestly, it's helped me so much, because even in therapy, I would still be thinking like, is it like, what am I doing wrong? Or like, what is it? Like, why can't I feel how other people are feeling? And honestly, like, some people do just need to be medicated, because like, now that I am medicated, I'm like, holy shit, life is so much better. Like, life is so much different. That coupled with therapy, it's fucking a no-brainer, dude. Like, I feel so much better. Like, I just had an issue where my brain wasn't doing what it's supposed to do, like chemically.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's like a thing for a hell of people.
Exactly. And so it's like, now I get it, because I used to be like, why don't other people feel exactly how I'm feeling right now?
Yeah.
Why does it feel like I'm the only one? I know, obviously I wasn't, but it's like, why does it feel like I'm the only one who ever experiences these things? And it's like, no, but it's just that other people's brains are chemically balanced or more balanced than mine was. This medicine is helping my brain do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it just helps it function correctly.
And so now I'm able to be like, oh, this is what it's like when you're not like that.
Yeah, I have a bunch of friends who are on meds for depression or bipolar,
anxiety, or whatever. Yeah.
And like, you know, and like, luckily for you, it's been going like really good, because I know sometimes you have to go through a few different medicines and find out what fits. And like, yeah, guys, if you've tried it and like it wasn't a good fit, you're supposed to let your doctor know, and like then you go on to try something else.
Yeah, I mean, I have a family member who I was talking to about it. They were like, oh yeah, I tried that one, it didn't work for me, I'm on this other one, a little bit higher of a dose, whatever it is, and now it's working for me. I have a friend who, oh, that one didn't work for me, but I'm on this other one and it's working great. It's like, yeah, it's just all about, I am lucky, I'm very lucky that the first medication I tried was the right dosage as well. But some people aren't, but that doesn't mean that you should just give up, because I feel like it is the answer for some people.
Yeah, it's like finding a right therapist. I've gone through so many.
Yeah,
so many.
But I think number one thing is your mental health, because that's the first block, I feel like, in everything else. The way you think about things and the way you process things is how you're gonna like live your life. You know what I mean?
So. Yeah, and I know people are like anti-medication because they don't want to be like a zombie or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I feel like back in the day it was kind of more of that vibe, because people were just like, this is what it is. This is the way, and like that was so long ago, and now there's been like so many other medications that have been added, and now I feel like people care a lot more than they did before.
Yeah, I mean, specifically, I was talking to somebody who was like, I literally told me the same thing. I don't want you to be a zombie. Are you sure this is what you want to do? And I was like, well, I'm not sure, but I have to try it because it feels like it's not, nothing else is working.
Yeah.
It works great now for me, but and I told them, you know, well, what was your experience with it? Because they clearly had some type of experience.
Yeah.
And it was the same medication, but they were giving it to them when they were 9, and they were giving them such a high dosage.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that makes sense. That makes sense that it would fuck up your little child body, and like at such a high dosage, like I'm not even getting that, and I'm 25, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think we've come a long way medically, and there's always, you could always talk to your doctor, like Jess said, and like figure it out. It's not end all be all for everybody, and you know, I definitely tried to stay away from medication for as long as I possibly could, because I was just trying to see if these other outlets were going to be the answer. But like, that's where therapy and self-reflection and talking to your doctors like is really helpful, because they can help you make the decision, like, is this a necessary thing? They can tell you about all the risks, and they can tell you about like whatever. And then you ultimately have to be the deciding factor for yourself. Like, is this, do you think you need it to be like, to live the best type of life you can, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like there's like, I feel like before it was like, oh yeah, let's medicate you, bam. And like now it's like, there's so many options before getting medicated.
Yeah.
They're like, have you tried this, or let's try that, you know, like they give you other options, like, you know, exercise, eating right, and sunlight. Like, as much as you hate it, like, yes, that does help a lot of people when they do that. So,
So I don't know if you've tried everything though. I would say, you know, like you're talking to a therapist, you go to the doctors, you're working out, or you're getting that, like you're walking every day, you're getting the sunlight,
you're with your friends,
you're trying, and there's still that part of you that's like, what the fuck is happening to me? Like, why am I like this? I don't think it would be, I don't think it's like, I think it would be better for you to like maybe talk to a doctor about something like that, because it could be the thing you need. But whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of times too, like getting sober in any sense helps a lot with your
people love to say like, oh, cannabis doesn't have any side effects, but it does. It increases anxiety and depression.
Yeah,
they talk about that all the time.
Like when you started smoking and stuff too, if you started smoking at a younger age, it has a lot more detrimental effects on your hippocampus than when you're older and your brain's more developed.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, like weed, drinking, whatever,
especially
recreational
huge
drugs,
depressional dip.
Yeah, you gotta take care of your little serotonins.
Yep, definitely. In general, take care of yourself first and foremost, and try not to let people get in your head, because if I would have let people get in my head about the medication, I maybe wouldn't have taken it. And it's funny because, and this is like TMI, but if it helps anybody, honestly, I hope it does, because I was freaking out a little bit after I got prescribed the medication.
After you started it?
No, I hadn't even started it. They prescribed it to me. I was like, cool, I'll go pick it up. I waited like a day, picked it up, and then I held on to it for 3 days. And I was like, I was really nervous. I was like really anxious about it. I was like, oh my God, like, what if everyone's right? What if I do become a zombie? What if everyone hates me on it? What if I'm not as funny? Like, what if, like all this
stuff. Mental is good, but she's so dull now.
She's so dull and boring. But no, I was super, super anxious. I even like emailed my therapist, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like, should I even take it? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I just wasted everyone's time getting this medication and like whatever. And then as I sent the email, I was like, this is literally what I was prescribed the medication for. Yeah, I was like, this overthinking, this anxiety, this like feeling frozen in indecision is all part of why I need this medication. And ever since I started taking it, I mean, there's like it takes a while to obviously build up in your body or whatever. But I feel like I didn't have any side effects, really. I had no side effects, and luckily for me, and ever since, I just feel like I'm able to, it does what it needs to. I'm able to hold on to happiness a lot longer. I'm able to not ruminate on my thoughts, and I'm not like, I'm literally not paralyzing myself from like just my own anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm able to get up and like, oh, I'm going to go do this thing that I need to do because I need to go do it. And
Yeah.
instead of being like, holy shit, I need to go do this thing. What am I going to do? Like I need to get up right now. And like, I'm not getting up because I'm fucking thinking about it so hard, you know? Work has been so much easier for me because I haven't been so fucking anxious. And I feel like, you know, whatever, but it's really helped me. So I just want to reiterate that, like, don't let people get into your head, and if you believe that it's the best decision for you, you need to follow through. And if it ends up not being the right decision for you, that's not the end of the world either, and you could always readjust.
Yeah.
I want to tell a joke. Can I tell a joke?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And you guys might have heard this before, but I was telling everybody at work.
Okay, and then I'll tell you I have a dirty joke that has been my go-to lately.
Okay. What is the difference between people in Dubai and people in Abu Dhabi?
What?
People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones. People in Abu Dhabi do.
Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one. Mine is, what does a robot do on a one-night stand?
What?
He nuts and bolts.
Oh my god, I love it. Those are good.
Just a quick, sweet one, but to pivot back to my story.
Sorry.
No. I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but like, phone calls have been helping, just hang out with friends. And then, you know how hard it is for me to ask anyone for help because I am freaking
INDEPENDENT.
Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Very independent, and I feel like it's so hard for me to just ask for help in general. But I was like lately I asked for a friend to help me put up like this one thing in my bathroom that I bought like 3 years ago, maybe 4. I got off a marketplace, and it's like a little thing that hangs up in your bathroom. And I haven't been able to put it up. I don't know how. I've asked so many people. I had even asked that friend when I got it.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I just had to keep bugging my friend about it. I was like, hey, can you please help me put this up?
Yeah.
And then when they came over that day for movie night and dinner, they were like, oh yeah, I'll bring stuff.
Yeah.
Put it up in like a minute. And I was like, fucking
nice.
finally. Because I was going to throw it out.
Oh.
I was going to throw it out. I gave up.
That's crazy.
So hard.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try again. But it's like, dude, after like, I don't know, sometimes like getting my air covered took like 2 years, 3.
Yeah.
I'm like, I asked a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know. People just say yeah, and then I'm like, yeah, are you gonna help me or not?
I mean, were they saying yeah, and there was a date, and then they like never came over, or it's like, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then it's like that was the end of the discussion.
Some of them was like, yeah, I'll help you this time, and then would never come.
Oh.
Or one time, one friend did come and was like, oh, this is the wrong size. So then I went and got the right size, and then they're like, just things kept happening, and they weren't able to make it, and then finally,
yeah. I mean, at least you got the help, though.
Yeah. And then, like, finally, like, right before a storm hit, the one friend that helped me hang this up was like, dude, I know you've been asking me for months. Do you need help covering your air? And I was like, oh, someone already helped me. Thanks.
That's hilarious.
They were like, big storm coming. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah.
Well, at least they thought about you.
Yeah. I asked for help one time and it went well, guys, so...
And that too, like, I feel like that's a lesson in general, like, even if it wasn't, like, going to helping, but it's, like, asking for something or expecting something and it's not being done right away is not the end either. Like, you could always just ask someone else, or you could keep asking that person or whatever. Eventually, it'll get done. I mean, you could always pick it up yourself, like, I guess, whatever it is, and figure it out eventually if you really, really were dedicated to it.
Yeah,
it's like,
it was just like
everything is fixable, I guess, at some point.
And like, I mean, worst comes to worst, I was like about to hire someone on TaskRabbit to come do it.
Or
I was like, I don't know what other.
I feel like there's other ones, but whatever is local or available to you.
Yeah, I've never even used TaskRabbit, but you could hire anyone to come clean your fuck, I can't talk.
Your lawn.
I was gonna say lawn or yard, yeah.
Yard.
Your lawn. Your lawn. But yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, might just do this. Or like one of my friends was like, oh, my car's crazy. And I was like, well, let's like clean it out really quick. They're like, no, it's okay. And I was like, dude, between you and me, it'll probably like take us like maybe 2-3 minutes. And then it was. And like sometimes
teamwork makes the dream works.
Just having a friend with you when you want to do stuff helps you like do stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of people like inviting their friend over to just like lay on the couch or whatever while they do stuff, because it's almost like, what do they call it? It's like a body replacement or whatever it's called, where it's almost like that's what you would have been doing if they hadn't came over, but because they're doing it, you're able to focus on the tasks you need to.
Yeah.
And so it helps people. So like whatever helps you, man.
Yeah, or like people coming over, like if you want to clean your house and then your friend comes over and helps you clean the house, like,
hey, I'm gonna tackle this, you can do this, whatever. Thank you for helping me.
Which sounds crazy, but like
friends will do it.
We love you as a friend.
Yeah,
like
I've definitely done that, and I like would do it again. It's just like sometimes you just need that help.
Yes, and like I think that's probably hard to like to open up to someone and be like, yo, I can't fucking clean my fucking house. I need a friend. Like
but that probably is really hard. But I think I mean, in the instances that I've done it, it's like friends. I mean, I'm very selective. I don't have that many friends. But like, I also have like the friends that I have that would ask me that stuff is like, I love you guys so much. Like, of course. Because like, it's not, I'm not even thinking about like, oh, why couldn't she? Or, whatever. It's just like, oh, my friend's asking me for help. Of course. Like, that's it. Yeah. Like, it's nothing more, nothing less.
And like, back to like being like depressed or whatever, on Two Hot Takes, Morgan talks about how like sometimes she can't even brush her teeth, and like her fiance will literally brush her teeth for her. And I'm like, dude, yeah, people are down to help you. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, we love you.
And if you're not asking the right person, there is always a right person to ask.
Yeah, don't be scared. And like, we won't judge you for asking for help.
And that's my thing. Like, that's what I was talking about. Like, people don't always have the bestest friends. Like, are always a good friends. Because if you're asking them and they are judging you, it's one thing to be like, oh, I can't help you, or I'm doing something, or whatever it is. It's another thing to be very judgmental about it or whatever. I think you guys, people in general, need to be aware of that stuff. Like, because if your friend is judging you and you just like opened up to something that might seem embarrassing or whatever, fucking take that into account and like note that, because like I would not consider them a good friend.
Yeah. And I've definitely like, when people have asked me for help, sometimes I'm definitely like, I'll usually almost always help you if I can. But sometimes I'm like, dude, I literally can't, or I'm just like so tired, I don't want to. Yeah. Or like, that's okay to tell your friend when you don't want to. Like, sorry, dude, I'm just not in the mood. Maybe another day. You know what I mean? Like,
There's differences between not being able to and being judgmental and not wanting to because of that. Yeah.
So. Or like, who knows? They're like, dude, I'm going through the same shit right now.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm like, all right, let's go to your house, do your house first, then we'll come to mine or something.
Yeah. I was, I've been enjoying lately is people know that I really love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
What's that? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
My favorite anime, for those that don't know, and it's a really good anime. Everyone should go check it out. They're saying they're gonna animate part 7 like this year, and I'm like, holy smacks, dude! I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Because it's always been a joke and a rumor for a really long time. Like, oh, will they, or will we all be dead by the time it comes out?
Yeah.
But it's fucking seems like it's really happening this time, and I'm so excited. But a lot of people know I love it. I wear so many JoJo shirts. I have just an infatuation with it. And now I've been enjoying people just I was at work the other day and I showed up and I hear my name being called. And I'm like, what? And I look around and then the person runs up to me and they're like, I have a video to show you. I'm like, what? And they're like, it's a cross between JoJo's and Pokemon. And it's like, I saw it. I thought of you immediately.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, nice. And they showed it to me and I was like, that's hilarious. And it's just like the fact that whenever my friends see something JoJo related, they send it to me or they get it for me or they, whatever. Like, you got me a magnet once
Yeah.
of JoJo's. I've had friends get me like little stuffy things, and then like there's Katie Empire, shout out Katie Empire, all Japanese stuff and snacks and collectibles and cards. He lets me know JoJo's drops and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, yes, like
Yeah.
it is kind of cool to be the JoJo friend. It's
Nice.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, my friend shows me clips on Instagram. She's always sending them to me. We're about to finish my friend of the pod, Virginia, and I have been watching JoJo's from the beginning because she hadn't watched it, and we're on the last animated part, and we're literally about to finish it. We're so close.
Yeah.
And it's like it's lit. It's just like
Nice,
it's
nice.
cool and it's fun, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Which now that I mentioned Virginia, I wanted to say that last episode, or was it last episode? 2 episodes ago, you were like, when I was talking about the monkey.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, Virginia, and I was like, did I say her name? And you were like, I think so. And I was like, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
She listened to the episode.
What'd she say?
She was like, you definitely didn't say my name.
Yeah.
She was like,
So it was before air.
but she was thinking how funny it was that you said that
you
I
were
have
doing
a Virginia
her
voice.
that you
Yeah,
were doing
I
her
remember
impression.
impression. And I was like, that is funny, I guess. Like I didn't even clock
Try
it
to
as
do
a
it,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't even clock it as an impression, which is funny. But yeah, just that.
Yeah.
Just that.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Funny. Anything else, Jess?
No, just really grateful for therapy, friends, family, and I was like really grateful for books and stuff. I was like watching this little video talking about how like this girl is like, if you read anything a day, it doesn't have to be like is it nonfiction, right? That's
Yeah.
like real stuff, whatever. You could read whatever. Reading anything a day just grows your brain so much and expands your vocabulary and, keeps your brain mycelium growing and shit.
I also just want to say reading out loud is kind of an important tool. Like I know that a lot of people love to read in their heads. I do. I read so much faster in my head. But every now and then read a fucking paragraph out loud or something, because it does help with your brain a lot more to like, and with your vocabulary, it's learning how to
that's
speak.
why those people do that immersion, like they're listening to the audiobook
And then
and reading and but with that, I just wanted to throw a word of the day today.
Yay!
It is the official word of the day from merriam-webster.com.
Dope.
It is limerick.
Limerick is like a type of isn't that a type of writing, like, or something?
It's a limerick is a humorous rhyming poem of 5 lines. Example: my limerick received a prize for funniest poem at open mic night.
There you go.
There you go. Word of the day.
Limerick. Love that. I love a word of the day. We should do that more often.
I know. It's like I was like, we get back on our little staples through our podcast.
Yeah, like gratefulness sometimes.
Yeah.
Which I love that you threw in those gratefulness. Gratefulness. Grateful for good health, my pets, family, time, sleep, all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
So I guess with that, have a good day, good evening, and good night. Bye.